All right, everybody, today you have me standing. That's right, we're going to be going over some Pokemon investment and what you can expect in your Pokemon investment when it comes to fruition in the future. What are you going to expect year over year on these products, or what could you potentially expect? So, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not going to say that. I'm really good at looking at past trends and being able to decipher where things might be going by those past trends, whether it be hype and FOMO, whether it be a popular Pokemon in this instant, whether it's the stock market and businesses and companies. I'm really good at picking out trends and figuring out where things are going to go. And today, I want to sit here and really have a discussion with you guys about what Alex at Nostalgianomics said. I'm not picking on you, Alex. I know you're probably watching this. Once again, welcome back to the channels and to the hobby. Glad to have you back. But I'm going to expand what you said. I think that your numbers are very sound. Your information was very sound on your video. But today, I'd like to go a little bit further into it, a little bit more of a breakdown on what he had in his presentation, and really take a look at what happened with especially Sun and Moon sets when it came down to it. Because, once again, the numbers are kind of skewed based on what happened right here. So, guys, if you're new here, hit that subscribe, hit that notify, and as always, hit that like button. Greatly appreciated if you could hit that like button and hit that subscribe, because we are getting closer to 2,500 subscribers, guys. Once again, we are going to be doing the giveaway at 2,500 subscribers. We have one Charizard UPC. Looks like we have one Hidden Fates tin that we'll be giving away. Also, we'll be doing a booster box of Chilling Rain right now. Those seem to be the three items so far that we have for sure gone with. They could change. They're still up for polls. I'm not shutting the polls down until probably the end of the month here. I'll shut the polls down on all these. And then we'll continue moving forward as we get a little bit closer to the end of that 2,500 subscribers. So still some more items. Definitely keep up with the community page and keep hitting those polls to let me know what you guys want when it comes down to this giveaway. So today we are going to be taking a look at Pokemon investing and what you can expect when it comes down to your booster box investments. Alex did booster boxes. I was working on booster boxes. I'm going to expand on what he said. ETBs follow a very similar trend, except for on this end. Once we get past the 2020 or the Sword and Shield ones, it changes. It completely changes the way the dynamic is. They're doing reprints. There's lots of them out there. They're continually coming in and out. So that's a big issue that we're seeing when it comes down to Sword and Shield. Previously, they all ran a pretty similar trend. Some of the older ones did really well. Sun and Moon ones followed a similar trend to what we are seeing with booster boxes. They're a little bit better on some of them, of course. So today, we're going to go ahead and take a look at what we have seen in the past with the Pokemon TCG when it comes to booster box investing. Now, what do you think is a number? In the comments below, let me know below what you guys think right now. I'm going to give you a couple seconds while I write it in here. What do you think was the actual gain year over year percentage-wise on booster boxes in Sun and Moon from release all the way up to October of 2020? I will give you a couple seconds while I write them in on here, and I will move out of the way. All right, time's up. 11% to 20%. 11 to 20%, depending on the set, depending on the popularity. If you were to go from the time they released in January or February of 2017 from Sun and Moon base all the way up to October of 2020, each set moved between 11 and 20% per year. I know, you look at the numbers now and it's just like, wow, that doesn't seem as big as what you were expecting. You were expecting these huge, huge gains. And realistically, the huge gains, I'm going to put this in red, all happened right here for Sun and Moon. If we go from right there to here, that area here is your Sun and Moon gains. Sun and Moon in this area right here by itself went up on average 300% for Sun and Moon. Some went up 400, some went up 200, 300% gain in that group. Now, yes, that's fantastic. If you invested in these back in 2017, right here, you'd made bank. Everybody made bank. Even myself, coming in right here in 2019, buying Unbroken Bonds, Cosmic Eclipse, all of those sets right there at the end. Hidden Fates. I sold most of my stuff. I don't have a lot of that stuff left because I'm a market guy. I had an opportunity right here to sell, and I sold, and it was gone. Do I regret? Absolutely not. I capitalize on the market. That's what we try and do when you're investing, is capitalize on a market. Booms don't happen very often, especially to this extent. We usually look at like this, the Pokemon Go boom back here at XY Evolutions, right? We see a little bit of an uptick. Great. If you were here before this, bam, you sold there. You made some money. You maybe bought your stuff back at the end of it and came back up. You took the cash and you ran. Same thing here. Now we're rebuilding. All this stuff is add-ons since then. Everything I got in storage, everything in the corner over there, that is all add-ons since this boom. Everything's just coming back now as things become affordable. This is where all the income came from Sun and Moon, was this boom. But realistically, you're looking at 10 to 20%. Now, let's take a look at Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield started right about there, right? 2019. This is Sword and Shield start, all the way up to now. We're running out of Sword and Shield right there. What do we see through all of this? If I could make a line right through here, what do you think Sword and Shield averaged through all that? And Alex, you put it on your video. Great job on that part of it, catching it. A total of 30%. If you bought one of every booster box through Sword and Shield, you would have a 30% gain overall. Some are negative, some are way positive, but averaging them all out, putting all the numbers together, get 30%. What does that equal? 10% per year. 10% per year. What did Sword and Shield do? Fell right back into the Sun and Moon XY black and white era numbers of 11 to 20%. It's just below it with the amount of production we have right now. With some of these sets being brand new, got to remember, this averages the whole lifespan all the way up until October for Sun and Moon. So it actually has 3.5 years, almost 3.5 years to Sword and Shield's 3. So it was out of production before this hit and before we really started analyzing numbers. So that's your average. Now, is that a good thing? Is that a good thing to see 11, 20%? Once again, I am not a financial advisor. I cannot guarantee any of these numbers. I can just give you historical data, and I can use historical data to try and predict where we might be going futuristically. Not really going to hold up. Could completely change. Market completely dump. Economy could completely die. And this could go to zero in no time. But just putting that out there right now. But would you be happy with a 11 to 20%? Let's just say you could average out 13% up per year. Would you be happy with that? I would be. Right now, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. My IRA from this point to this point did 17% per year. Up. All the way up, actually, up until this point, until about 2021, midway there, where our stock market started having its glitches. And then we started losing that. My active, so if you were to buy booster boxes, I would call that passive. Just take them, put them in the thing, forget about them. There's your passive investment. Boom. You're getting 11 to 20%. Somewhere in that range, depending on popularity of the set. Print run, reprints, all those things can come into it. ETBs are about 18 to 22%. 18 to 24, right in that range for ETBs. Still, great investments, right? My active. What I'm calling my active is the ones that I actually use my money. They're in an investment inside of stock markets. I'm moving stock markets, crypto. I was playing crypto. We're doing all those different things. 30 to 40%. So my active investments will completely crush anything that happens in booster boxes. But it's a lot of work, right? A lot of work goes into that. This right here is sitting on it. You forget about it. It's like your IRA. Forget about it. These aren't bad numbers, guys. If we could hold up with this carrying on, you're probably going to be beating the stock market. In general, before this boom, the IRAs, it's even the S&P 500, any of the stock markets, especially the NASDAQ, completely crushed the booster boxes. NASDAQ was up about 21% on average. Your Dow was about 18 or 16%. And, of course, your S&P 500 was around 17 to 18% in that time frame, year over year. So, yeah, it was beating pretty much all those. And if you did actively, you were doing a lot better. So just put that out there. Doesn't always beat the stock market, guys. Don't expect Pokemon to beat the stock market. But is it a secure investment? Yes. I think it's a really good opportunities out there. Now, the one thing I am going to put in here, you're looking at this, 13%. $15 fees, guys. Always remember that you're going to average between shipping, possibly tax, possibly just actual service fees. You're looking at 15%. Your first year is free. You're sitting on a product for free for 1 year. And that's if the product performs. If it performs like Battle Styles, not so good. If it performs like Evolving Skies, perfect. You burn this out right away. Year one, of any kind of your booster boxes, gone. You're not going to have a year one. You ain't going to make nothing in year one. Year two, that's the year you hopefully are starting to go positive. Right here, that should be your positive year. You should be making money and going up by the second year. If you choose the right products, if you choose the right items, you could be making profit on the second year if you're holding it as an investment. Every year beyond that just keeps adding up. 13, 11, 12, let's just say an average 13% per booster box all the way up. Is that good? Great. Can you hold out and hopefully hit another one of these 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the road? You could. You could definitely do that. But you do know that you're going to have some financial stability knowing at 2 years, if you pick the right products, if you do it the right way, and you be sure that you do a little bit of research on some of these, not a lot, you can usually pick out pretty quickly which sets are going to do very well on release. By year 2, you should at least be able to sell it and get it off your shelf in case of emergency and make money on it, which is the important thing at the end of the day. I'd be happy with 13%. Like I said, Alex, I'm not trying to bash you. Nothing against you. You did a really good job on this one. I don't have any arguments about how you did it. I just feel that there is a little bit more explanation and everything. Sun and Moon looks fantastic. XY looks fantastic. Black and White, Diamond and Pearl, EX, WotC. They all look great, right? They all went up 300% plus. It's not because of aging. It's because of this boom. Don't count on the boom being your way to make money in this investment. Use the market the way it should be. Understand how this market works. Look back at any set. They all look, anything that was produced before 2016 looks just about like that. You could follow it right down the chart. And you could almost sit here and print out that chart and put it over this, and it would be darn near identical. It's just where the start point of the set happened, right? Where the start point happened is what changes its perspective and the amount that it was worth at what time. Jumping in a market at the right time is important. The sooner you can get in on it, the sooner you can capitalize on these numbers as it moves up. Or you can catch these booms. You can catch these blips to be able to maximize your potential on these profits. Understanding the booms is another important thing. If you bought it here and you rode it through thinking it was going to continue this path up, that's a mistake too. You have to understand, you want to sell somewhere on this part of the boom. Same thing here. You want to sell on the upper half of that boom. When you see this market start tipping, you should be getting out. Or if you feel like this market's going to stall, you should be getting out. It's hard to hit the tippy top. But if you can catch the top half, you did well. You don't want to ride it back down, because even if you did, a lot of these Sun and Moon products have lost a lot of their potential. Most of them are negative this year, at least 10 to 15%. Is that going to carry on? No, because the problem is with that is that we don't have the supply coming back. There's a demand still for those older set products. There isn't the supply coming back. There's no reprints in the horizon for Sun and Moon, or X and Y, or Black and White. Sword and Shield? Completely different story. Reprints could still be around the corner on any of the sets in Sword and Shield era. It gets less and less every day that we get closer to Scarlet and Violet, but it could still happen on even the biggest produced sets. Evolving Skies, even Brilliant Stars. I don't know if there's any for sure's out there. I'm hearing a decent anything from small to gigantic coming in December, and it's going to go European a lot. Other countries, Australia, are supposed to be getting a bulk of that reprint. the United States is supposed to be seeing some of that. Once again, that could mess with that 10%. If Evolving Skies and Brilliant Stars starts to fall, this 30% will all of a sudden become 20, 15, 10. And then our average year over year will go down from 10 to 5 to 2. So just keep that in mind. As we move forward, if everything trajectory holds, if you go 3 years in the future, I'm hoping to see 10, possibly even 20% on Sword and Shield products if everything holds. Once again, not financial advice, can't guarantee anything. That's just the trend that we are seeing currently in the Pokemon market. So once again, guys, just wanted to give you this. Wanted to elaborate a little bit more on Alex's data. Once again, fantastic data that he put out there, because numbers are really hard to dispute. You can try and tweak them to your understanding or your optimism or pessimism, but overall, his numbers are right. Everything's good. It's just Sun and Moon has an advantage of this. If you're expecting a 400% growth from the time it was released to the time that you are now with Sword and Shield, you're probably making a huge mistake. This is what you should be looking at. This is what we've seen historically, and this is probably what we will continue to see historically as we move forward, and what we are seeing in the Pokemon TCG on average with Sword and Shield. So once again, keep that in mind, guys. Otherwise, if this is some good information, be sure you hit that like button. Be sure that you subscribe if you made it this far into the video, especially, guys, if you made it this far. Be sure you hit that subscribe button. And last but not least, if you do like this kind of content, check out these 2 videos over here. I'll put them up for your entertainment afterwards. And we will see you next time here on Northwoods TCG.